Ah, yes. Portaloos. This is one of my big gripes. I get really grumpy. If you go to a festival or a fete or a fair, where are the Portaloos? Miles away, right? They're always miles away, and you're bursting to go, well, could you tell me where the Portaloo is? Yeah, it's all the other field, they're over the back. And they do this thing now, which really annoys me, which is they put them like on a stage, don't they? They're like, you have to climb upstairs to go to them. So you stand in the queue and wait your turn and then climb up the stairs. So everybody can see you going in. And I don't know who designed Portaloos, but they weren't that clever, because they just fill up, don't they? So by the middle of the afternoon, when you go up there, you go, oh, God. And it stinks. True? They all stink. Whatever you put down them, they stink. And you're well aware that when you come out there, the next person who goes in is going to think it's you that's made that stink. And you end up wanting to say things like, as you come out, going, actually, it wasn't me who did that. It was the big fat bloke who was in before me. I couldn't possibly have done. I remember, I tell you, anybody old enough here to remember Straubs? Oh, we got Help the Aged in. Well, back in 1970, we played a little folk festival in Seaton, a little small festival, and it was lovely. It was, it was a little small stage, and you came onto the stage from the front. And when we finished, I was bursting to go, and I thought, I can't lose. The Portaloos were miles away. I thought, well, I'll sneak off the back of the stage, go down the stairs, and I'll go up against the tarpaulin at the back of the stage. So that's what I did, and I had a lovely wee, and I got a round of applause. I was in the car park. Yeah, there's a few pictures floating around of that, which I'd rather like to get my hands on, if I could. I don't know how you feel. Another thing that makes me really grumpy, you've all said a lot of you said you've had kids. I'm sorry to say this, but I think today's children's television is crap. I think it's appalling. It leaves nothing to the imagination for kids, and it makes me really grumpy. Now, when I was a kid, in the 50s, we only had BBC, and we only had 15 minutes of children's television. Can you remember what Monday was? It was Picture Book. We had Picture Book. And Tuesday? No, that was Thursday. Tuesday was... It's a sad show, isn't it? Tuesday was Andy Pandy. And Andy Pandy used to get in the basket with Teddy and Looby Loo, didn't he? I wonder to this day who was in the middle. I mean, they wouldn't allow that now, would they? Wednesday? Bill and Ben! Brilliant! Brilliant. It's absolutely fantastic. Thursday? Ragtag and Bobtail. Now, we know Bobtail was the rabbit. What was Rag? He wasn't a mouse, no. He was a hedgehog. We only found out 2 days ago when somebody told us who was an aficionado on Ragtag and Bobtail. He was a hedgehog. No, he wasn't. He was. Guess what Tag was then? It's a squirrel, apparently. I don't remember him being a squirrel and a hedgehog. I just remember Ragtag and Bobtail. Friday, the Wooden Tops. I loved the Wooden Tops. There were hundreds of the buggers. There was just Wooden Tops everywhere. And the announcer always used to go, and here we are on Wooden Top Farm, and here's Daddy Wooden Top. Say hello, Daddy Wooden Top, and Mummy Wooden Top. Wooden top, and there's the maid Wooden Top, and there are the twins Wooden Tops, and the twins, and there's Spotty Dog Wooden Top, and he'd give it, and there's Farmer Wooden Top, and there's the cow Daisy Wooden Top. Well, that's all we've got time for this week, so it's goodbye from Daddy. They never did anything. They just said hello and goodbye. It was brilliant. I loved it. But they influenced me a lot, like other people, like Prokofiev and a few others. What was really nice for me, though, was when Robert Garofalo, our wonderful director, went out, he said, Rick, I've actually found 3 people, real people, that you've influenced. And I was really, really quite chuffed, I have to say. I was really quite... And I believe now we have some very rare footage of these 3 people that I influenced.
Rick has influenced many people over the years, and we asked some of them either what they had learned from him or what they had achieved in their own lives through knowing him.
Before working for Rick, all I had was a little cottage in the Cambridgeshire countryside, but I did own it outright.
And what have you got now?
Council house in Barnsley.
Working for Rick, I quickly realised that money wasn't everything.
You say that you owe everything to Rick, and you are now one of the richest men in Europe. How did Rick help you achieve so much success and so much wealth?
I'm his divorce lawyer.
I did an album in the middle of this year with the great guitar player Gordon Giltrap, who's a great friend, which comes out early in the new year. And I said, it'd be great if you come and play some stuff on the tour. And he said, well, I'm busy, can only make a couple of days. And I said, well, there's got to be a way that I can have you on stage for every single show.